This week on Annual Pass, we list off the best theme park restaurants. And did you know there's a farm in Epcot? Because I didn't. I'll find out all that and more. Did I do it, Jack?
Close enough. Here's Annual Pass. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Annual Pass. This is the podcast where we talk about all things theme park, shows, attractions, foods, and other good stuff. If it happens inside of a theme park, it happens here on Annual Pass. I'm your host, Jack Pattillo, and of course, joining me as always is my lovely, talented, and beautiful co-host, BK. Hi, Beaks.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Excellent, excellent. Welcome. It is the middle of November at this point when we're recording this, and we've got a fun episode today. We're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be talking about foods today. Theme park foods. That's good. I enjoy food, so that's going to be fun for us. Real bit of housekeeping here. Don't forget to follow us on all of these socials. We are annual_pass over on Twitter and on Instagram. We are Annual Pass Pod on TikTok, and we got TikToks up now. Yes. We got a bunch of stuff. We shot some stuff when we were out in Florida for Halloween Horror Nights, and that stuff's all going to be hitting our TikTok over the next few days, or our next few weeks, excuse me. So go check that out. Also, youtube.com/annualpass if you want to watch us live and see our faces and when we do our live streams are over there. And also, I was going to say something about, we have vlogs. That's what it is. We have vlogs.
How could you forget, Jack?
I was like, I know there's something else over on YouTube that we should talk about. So, we just put up, let's see, what vlogs are coming up now? I think we have the one where we go around Universal Studios with Dave Cobb.
Yes.
I think that one's coming out pretty soon.
That one should have come out this week.
Hey, it came out this week. Yay! And last week we did a live stream where we made our new Annual Pass mascots.
Yes.
Which looks very, very cool. Gail Fox is working on designing it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it all together.
During our live stream last week, so we do live streams every single month, and we go over all the answers people give for the questions we ask during the episodes. And during our live stream, we had the audience piece together what the Annual Pass mascot would be, and it turned out really cool. It looks like something out of Animal Kingdom crossed with Epcot. It is so rad. And so we'll be showing that off on our next live stream sometime in December. So make sure to keep an eye on our socials, and we'll post when that's going to be coming up. So But before we dive into the episode, we have some news.
News time.
News time here on Annual Pass. This is, we try not to date the podcast, but this is pretty big. So I wanted to talk about it now because this is relevant for those of you listening when this is coming out. If you're out in the California area and you want to check out some stuff before it closes, now it's time to get out there. Last week, we talked about how the Kid Zone area of Universal Florida is shutting down, and they're adding in, we don't know yet, probably DreamWorks, could be Shrek, could be any number of things. Well, on the other coast, out in California, they are closing down the Animal Actor Studio, or the Animal Actor Stage, and the special effects show out in Hollywood. Which is sad, because I love the Animal Actor Stage, and I love the special effects show.
I was going to say, special effects sound right up my alley.
Yeah, so at Universal Studios in Hollywood, they are shutting those down. Those are at the top of the park, because Universal Studios Hollywood split. Have you ever been to Universal Studios Hollywood?
No, I haven't.
So it's neat, because it's an actual working studio. Like, they film productions out there. You can take the backlot tour and actually see, like, the clock tower from Back to the Future. They have a bunch of really cool stuff. But, so it's split, because, Hollywood is very hilly, and, California is very hilly, or, mountainous. And so half of the park is on a top area, and then there's a lower lot where you have to take a giant escalator down to get to the lower lot. That's where the new Super Nintendo World's going to be. That's where Jurassic World ride is. Transformers is down there. And so this thing, supposedly the rumor is floating around that they are building a Fast and Furious Hollywood drift ride. It's going to be a roller coaster that starts on the upper lot, goes down to the lower lot, and then back up.
Whoa.
Using launches back and forth.
Oh, my gosh.
And not only that, but the cars will actually drift. So, your vehicle will turn. Yeah, and so it's like you're going down a hill, but it feels like you're sliding around corners.
So cool.
Instead of, so kind of like Cosmic Rewind sort of feel to it. So, anyway, we don't have any information about that. As far as Universal, they put out a press release, and they just said they are setting the stage for the next chapter in its development and more to come in months ahead. So, Universal Studios Hollywood is opening up Super Nintendo World, I think, in January.
So soon.
And so I think once that opens, they're going to use that time to be like, okay, we can take out some other attractions because we know people are going to be going to that. So now is the time to start reworking other stuff while they're sort of distracted.
Right.
So anyway, pretty big news, if you're a fan of the Animal Actor Stage or the special effects show, which, that is, it's similar to the horror makeup show in Orlando, but a little bit different. So if you want to go check that out, you need to go do it before January. It shuts down sometime in January 8th is when it's permanently closing.
That's quick.
Yeah. So you got about a month and a half or so. So go check that out. But Now let's dive into today's episode. Since we got past that news, we are talking about foods in the theme parks. More specifically kind of the Disney parks, but we will kind of like reach out to some other parks as well. We know Thanksgiving's coming up, so we're like figured now would be the time to talk about food. You know, if like maybe if you're in the parks and you want to have kind of like a Thanksgiving meal, how would you go about doing that? And as you know, the Disney parks, the Disney Resort in Orlando is massive. They've got amazing restaurants all over. I mean, Epcot alone, so many great places to eat. Like that, you can't go wrong eating in Epcot. But then, you know, Disney Springs, there's tons of great food. All of the different resorts also have really, really good food as well. I mean, like if you like breakfast, then like lunch and dinner, like fancy desserts, they have everything. And so, I figured we just kind of dive into it. This is more of a kind of a riffing podcast, sort of talking about like what we're into and whatnot. I'll just go ahead and say, so should we dive into specific foods or restaurants? What do we want to do?
I got you, Jack. Look, toss over to me.
You got it. Take it away, Beaks.
BK, what do you normally have for Thanksgiving? I feel like we got to start. We need parameters. What are we looking for here when we want to go in there? Like, I'm a mashed potato gal. You know what I mean? Like, Thanksgiving isn't Thanksgiving without mashed potato sides, turkey. Like, so I want to know, is it the same for you? Do you have any special dishes you're looking to find?
No, I mean, not really. Like for me, Thanksgiving dinner for us is typically we have ham and turkey. And then mashed potatoes and corn. That's like a huge thing for me. Like you mix up the corn and mashed potatoes.
You're one of
like,
those?
Oh, it's so good. Get a roll to help like add the little.
Rolls, bread. Bread
Bread's
is a
huge.
good one.
And then of course dessert. Like we have my aunt would make chocolate sheet cake. Which I don't know if that's a Texas thing or not, but it's like basically like it's like almost like brownie cake. Like it's a little bit thicker, a little bit denser than normal. So like, you know, like birthday cake type thing. But then like chocolate icing over the top of it that's real thick. Oh God, it's so good.
I'm definitely a pie gal when it comes to desserts. But specifically like I'm looking for like a creamy chocolate mousse pie, whipped cream type of situation. Usually no ice cream, unfortunately.
No ice cream.
And it doesn't mix. But
like apple pie and vanilla ice cream is like the best thing on the planet.
That hits. That slaps.
That slaps, as they say. So let's piece together like some like what would you get? What would be a good appetizer if you were in the park? Like what would be a good appetizer for you? I mean, it could be anything. Like it could be something that's like quick you grab to kind of like start your day off. It could be, you know, something to sit down, eat. Like I've got a few things here written down that I'm excited for. For me, honestly, like a good appetizer, a good way to start to get some energy going. How about a churro? You know, like get a little churro. I know it's not really a Thanksgiving thing, but it's like if you're having like, you know, like a meal, like, okay, it's light. It gets a little sugar in you. It kind of keeps the conversation going because you get a little hyper.
Because the last time I was in Disney, that is in fact what we all had.
There you go.
But also that's like a dessert for me.
Kind of.
Or like a midday snack. Like I don't know if appetizer I'm going in and I'm going, churro.
But I'm thinking of like you're walking around. Like there's not a lot of appetizer, like walking around appetizers.
Snacks,
there's snacks. And so I kind of went that direction. But if I'm looking for an actual appetizer, nope, close. They do have caramel apples, which I don't think it's an apple.
Appetizer.
I can't talk today.
Appetizer.
Those appetizers. Appetizer. There is one at the it's at Wine Bar George, which is it's in the Landing at Disney Springs. It's like kind of like new places. Place called Wine Bar George. They have a crispy mac and cheese bite.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's like a mac and cheese fritter.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a good appetizer.
Oh my gosh, I'm thinking. You said Epcot. My brain went, okay, everything that you always hit.
Yeah.
Or maybe have hit once. And in France, they have really, I know this is so typical. I hate it that I'm saying this, but they got a French onion soup.
Ooh.
And like, it's got that like little top. You know how it's all like, I don't know, is it cheese? I don't know. I'm not a cook, okay? But like they
just know it's delicious,
yes,
right?
And it's that melted stuff on the top, and then they like hit it with the flame, and it's all gooey, and then you dig into it. I'm like, that's a nice appetizer for me. It's like a soup, especially when it's like, you know, it's November, in most places other than Florida, it's kind of cold-ish. So you want to warm yourself up before you're spending the whole day out.
Absolutely. So DisneyDining.com has amazing stuff when it comes to food for Disney. And I was going through and I just did like best appetizers they have. There are some in here that look amazing. The bacon and eggs at Steakhouse 71.
Wait, show me.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
It's like a fat piece
of
bacon.
That's bacon?
Yeah, it's like an inch thick piece of bacon. I think Canada they cut their bacon like that, where it's like
no, Canadian bacon's like ham.
I have had bacon like this actually at a steakhouse in New York. stick.
Okay.
There was like an appetizer, and it was like thick cut bacon. I don't know what that's called.
That is more than thick cut, y'all.
Ben Lexa, do you know what that's called? That style of bacon where it's almost like almost like a stick. It's fat. It's really, really nice.
It looks like tofu. Like it's thick like tofu for our audio-only listeners.
Are you talking about Slim Jims, Jack? I'm pretty sure you're talking about Slim Jims.
Let's see here. So it says a great way to begin, and again, this is DisneyDining.com. A great way to begin any meal at Steakhouse 71 is with the bacon and eggs appetizer, which is a play on the traditional breakfast duo with maple lacquered pork belly, smoked cheese grits, and a perfect egg.
It's not bacon. I literally was like, this looks like you'd walk into an izakaya and ordered some pork belly. Like, this is not bacon.
Hold on. I need Jack to elaborate on how pork belly looks like a stick.
Well,
it's chunky.
Like, it looks like a fish stick. It's like big.
Okay. You didn't say the fish part first.
Well, but you know what? Sorry, I should have said that. It's like a fatter bit there. It's so good.
Jack,
thick with two
Three
C's. 3 C's. Oh my gosh.
But that's awesome though. I never thought to like get breakfast at the parks.
Oh my gosh. Have you not been to like Ohana or anything?
No, I've never park breakfasted up. Like I get there and I'm already like, right. By the time I have my first meal, it's like either snack or lunch.
Beaks, breakfast is the best thing, man. So, because you can go have breakfast before the parks open, and so you already have food and park opens and you're ready to go. One of my favorite things to do is there's Ben Lex, if you could figure out what the breakfast place at Grand Floridian's called. There's a breakfast place in Grand Floridian where you can get all kinds of amazing, delicious foods. Also, Ohana at Polynesian across from Magic Kingdom, they do some awesome breakfast stuff. And they have Stitch is like a character. He walks around while you're eating breakfast. Yeah.
I'm finding the Grand Floridian Cafe. That
might be it. Yeah. It's something super simple, but yeah, that's like a family thing that we always go to.
Okay.
But again, all of these you have to make reservations like 6 months ahead of time.
Now, what's up with that, man? I remember the day when I was a young blood. I was able to walk into a restaurant and be seated. I didn't have to use the app to reserve a seat.
When you were a young blood. You're so young already. Okay, more appetizers. This is one Ben and I, we actually went to. Ben, Katie, and myself went to Morimoto Asia in Disney Springs. We missed this. They have crispy popcorn shrimp tempura. That sounds amazing.
That's a great appetizer.
Look, that looks so delicious,
That's
too.
a great covered in a sauce.
Again, we're straying a bit from Thanksgiving, but oh my God, I just want that.
Yes and no. I mean, everybody has their own Thanksgiving. It really isn't set to dishes. That's kind of why I wanted to ask what yours was, so we have an idea. But I know some people who have very different menu items depending on what culture they come from.
Honestly, I'm very sort of plain traditional. Like I go, like when I get burgers, I get like nothing on it. I go very, very basic. But I've been trying to expand my palate.
I'm very impressed. You did peg me for a very American cheese type of guy.
Well, that's pretty much me. Speaking of American cheese, how about Canadian cheese? Because at Le Cellier, how do you say it? Le Cellier.
Do I look French?
The steakhouse in Canada.
Le Cellier.
It's Cellier. Le Cellier. Cellier. I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Ben Lexa says you nailed it.
Thank you very much, Ben Lexa. There is an appetizer. We're in Texas. We're in Austin.
Sure.
Tex-Mex is a big thing down here. Chips and queso is your go-to. You gotta get queso pretty much. Any restaurant worth its weight has queso here in Texas. They have a Canadian cheddar cheese soup at the steak place.
You got me with the soup.
I know. See, it's a combination of queso and soup.
Okay.
That is one place I've never been, but I hear nothing but amazing things about the steakhouse in Canada.
What is
Le Cellier?
What's a cheese soup?
I'm assuming it's just like, let's see here. What does it say? With the heat and humidity often found in the Walt Disney World Resort, soup might not always be the top of a guest list to enjoy as an appetizer, but Le Cellier in Epcot's Canada Pavilion in the World Showcase serves up an option that's so delicious it can't be missed. The Canadian cheddar cheese soup is a thick and creamy appetizer that features Moosehead Pale Ale and Noosk's apple smoked bacon for a creamy and smoky delight. Oh,
I can't.
And it has like a little side of bread.
It has a little bread.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
Talk about the bread.
So good.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think I would have to lean on that. That sounds. This is a place I want to go to.
I also think that's a good stop though. Like in my mind, correct me if I'm wrong. If you go left and you're supposed to start at Mexico, don't at me in the World Showcase. Canada's not that far on the trip, right?
Okay.
Is it all the way full circle?
Beaks, I love you. Yeah, it's the complete opposite side.
It's on the other side.
So when
my God, it's next to all the other.
It's next to England.
So
when you step inside the World Showcase, you have right now you've got the lake in front of you and those gross looking barges are in front of you. To your left is Mexico. To your right is Canada.
Okay,
because we're in the U.S. So the idea is we have our neighboring countries on either side.
I never thought of that, Jack.
Yeah, and which is weird because the USA is on the exact opposite end.
of the
But which is strange. But yeah, technically you're in the States.
So left is right and right is left. But
yeah. So that would be south is to your left and north is to your right. But on your right side you have Canada, and then next to that is England, which is the Rose and Crown. I love going
and then
there.
Like France, it's like backwards, or Italy and then France or something like that.
You've got England, and then I think it's France.
All I know is you save the wine.
That sounds
for France.
right. Yeah, oh god, we'll talk about France when we get desserts.
Okay.
There's a place in France that I have to go to for desserts every single time.
But I guess my comment still stands. It's at the front. Then my mind knew it was close, but definitely on the wrong side.
You're right. I'm not trying to
but thank
Disney splain you. But yeah. It's fun because, when you do the Disney marathons, you do running and stuff. So typically when you're finishing, like when you do the full marathon, you finish by coming out. You go backstage behind a bunch of places inside of Epcot, and then you sort of come onto stage, so you get into the park next to England. So you kind of run out, and then you turn right, and then when you go right, you go. Or wait, no, maybe that was the half. I remember doing that, depending on when it was. But yeah, at one point you run through like England and kind of around to the other side.
That's so cool.
But but I think on the full marathon, maybe we came out by closer to France and then worked our way around, because like you finish the World Showcase and then go out of the park.
You're very built different. We're talking about food and you meet. You're like, yeah, when I ran.
Well, you got to burn off the calories. You eat all the food and then you get burn off. I will say one fun thing. So I think we may have talked about this before, but a lot of people, the marathon runners. So when you finish the marathon, you always finish inside of Epcot. Like you start and finish in Epcot, and so you run through the World Showcase. And a lot of people, people who aren't dying because they've been going for 26 miles, will go because the park's open by the time you're finishing the race.
Yeah.
So some people will go. Some of the runners will go to Germany and get a beer and finish the race holding a beer.
That's so funny.
Which actually, like drinking beer after running isn't a bad thing because it's full of carbohydrates and you're just replenishing your carbs because like you run so much you burn them all off. Yeah, I mean, essentially carbohydrates are like a sugar, which it gives you energy. And when you spend 6 hours running, you've burned through all of it. So it's a quick way to replenish it and also get very hammered very quickly. So. All right, so do we have any more appetizers? Can you think of any more appetizers here? I'm still looking at the this Disney the Disney dining thing. I've got a lot of desserts here.
I feel like for me, appetizers, like my starting course, like I said, is like a lot of bread dishes. So I probably wouldn't mind like a bruschetta or something like that. But for the most part, I'm ready. I'm a full course meal type of girl. I'm ready to jump into. All right,
let's do that. Let's do that then. Let's talk about your full course meal. So if we're going for like for a Thanksgiving, do you have anything in particular that you want to like stick around, or are you saying like let's just go and just get some good food?
I don't know. I'm thinking in my head like Thanksgiving. There's got to be some sort of like meat dish. Like no offense to the vegans or vegetarians out there, and there's actually like a lot of restaurants now that I was looking up in Disney that have a lot more vegan options.
Oh yeah.
But for me, I think the meats. Like I'm like I need something that is like a very prominent meats. I'm looking for potatoes.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for. Veggies, I really don't care.
Meat and potatoes is a good thing. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Like, all right, we're on the same page here. So I immediately like thought of, I guess it's because it's top of mind. Like we've been talking Disney, but like when we went to Mythos at Universal Studios Orlando, their like main dishes are like very hearty and really well done. And they have such a great brick oven roasted chicken dish there that is just, I don't know, simple chicken. I couldn't find turkey. Like, I don't know where turkey is. Like, but like my next best would be like, okay, let's be poultry. Let's get a nice roasted chicken. And they have that big oven. I know they make the pizzas in it. So I'm sure the other ovens are just as good.
Yeah. So that's the thing. We got to go to Mythos for the first. Sadly enough, that was the first time I'd ever been to Mythos after walking by and seeing the sign for the best restaurant, Theme Park Insider, like best restaurant for years and years and years, and like so. Actually getting to eat there was really, really good. They had some good food.
Also, the ambiance. I'm just saying, I would love to spend my Thanksgiving inside a grotto or a cave.
Yeah, it was cool because the whole idea is like water has kind of shaped the restaurant. So the idea is like water has cut through and kind of made corridors and pathways, and you're sort of in the middle of it. It was really well done and really well designed.
And like I think a lot of restaurants, like when we think Epcot, to be honest, a lot of those restaurants are smaller and they don't really seat a lot. That restaurant is big. Like you could have a large like family meet there, make that reservation, actually have the space. So that's kind of a big deal for me. I have a big family.
Yeah. Let's see. There's also another place in Universal Studios. When we did Halloween Horror Nights, it was like kind of the lounge we hung out at near what used to be Earthquake is now Fast and Furious. Restaurant. Do you remember what that place is called? It was not Boathouse. Was it Ben Lexa? Not Mythos. Oh geez, I gotta look it up. I gotta look this thing up.
We gotta see. We gotta find out.
Repeat query, please.
The restaurant that we ate at. Actually, I think you, me, and Jeff ate there a couple years ago. It was like a seafood place across from the Fast and Furious attraction. It was like the lounge for Halloween Horror Nights.
I'll find it.
So that's another really great place to eat. And that's kind of like a sneaky place. It's kind of like the entrance for it is sort of around another smaller, like kind of quick serve restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So you can easily get lost in there.
Right.
But yeah, it's a really good place. Like we ate there. I think I had a steak there. It was really, really good when I was there before. But all right. So let's while Ben Lex is looking that up here, let's talk about some main places. So you mentioned meats, and I 100% agree with you. I've got I've got a few restaurants here, but I got two big ones that I'm like, okay, yeah, they're huge. The Yachtsman Steakhouse at the Yacht Club, so the Disney Yacht Club, which is one of the resorts. Incredible. Like the food
I've never
there,
been.
Yeah, it's hard to miss with anything there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so if you like steak, if you like cuts of meat, go there. It is incredible. Everything's good.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Because like I feel like steakhouses is like it depends. It's like hit or miss. So to know like which ones to go to is awesome.
Yeah, and it is one of those things. It's at a resort, so it's not like you can't just like walk in.
Right.
From like if you're in a park, like let's go here. It's like no, you kind of need to make a plan to go to this one. But yeah, absolutely, that would be somewhere you would want to go to. Ooh. And also but if you're in the park and you're looking for like some meat, the Regal Eagle Smokehouse at Epcot. So have you heard about this one?
No.
It's newer. It's only been around for about 3 or 4 years. This is at the USA Pavilion in Epcot.
Okay.
So if you're looking at the pavilion, it's on the left side. So the Regal Eagle Steakhouse, or Smokehouse, excuse me, is actually themed around Sam Eagle from the Muppets. And so they have like all kinds of Muppet cool stuff around everywhere.
Okay.
But it's barbecue from all over the place. So they have Memphis dry rub pork ribs. Ooh. They have Kansas City smoked half chicken, North Carolina chopped smoked pork butt platter, and then sliced Texas beef brisket sandwich. And so it's like they have like all kinds of different barbecues, which is really cool. And all of those things sound amazing. It's actually not terribly priced. I mean, like the beef brisket sandwich. I'm Central Texas, but brisket here is huge, like $13.79.
That's actually not bad. Wait a second.
For a good meal, that's not bad at all. And they got a barbecue burger, like a little bit of everything, but it's also just the ambiance of it. But that's a little less fancy of a restaurant.
Sure.
But if you want, some good barbecue, go check it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be a place that I'm going to be hitting up quite a few times.
Okay.
Out there.
I have like one other place that I would totally go, and it's at Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
And it's at Yak and Yeti, and it's the Bakpatur duck.
Ooh.
Again, I'm a poultry girl. Like I don't think when I think meats, I'm like not going straight for barbecue. I'm not going straight for brisket. Beef's a little like rough on the tongue. So if you want like a little lighter meats, it is awesome. It's a roasted half duckling with plum BBQ sauce though, right? Jasmine rice and stir-fried veggies. So I'm sad no potatoes, but to get a nice roasted duck, like that is so good. And the restaurant is pretty cool. Like I love that area in Animal Kingdom. Nice.
Yeah, that's I wasn't really raised on duck. Like, I mean, my grandfather was a butcher, so we had a lot of meat growing up.
That makes sense.
The place I was looking for is Lombard Seafood Grill. Okay. That's actually what it was called. So, it's right across from the Fast and Furious. And so we've talked about, like, before we dive into desserts and stuff, which are, like, the things I want to talk a whole lot about, there's some restaurants that they're staples. Where it's like, if I'm in a park, I have to go to this restaurant. I sort of broke that rule last time we were here we were in Orlando for Halloween Horror Nights. Richter's Burgers. I go there every time I go to burgers. It is not good. I'll be honest. It's okay. It's just burgers, and actually the shakes are pretty good. But it's one of those places I have to go and eat there every single time I go. And I brought it up.
It's a ritual.
Yeah, it's a ritual. And on that, do you have any places like that you have to go to?
I have
or any like certain foods, like it's like a snack you have to get every time you go to the parks?
Every time. So for me, I'm a dessert queen.
Okay.
So it sucks, but like it's not like a big dessert.
Okay.
Like I'm getting ahead of myself, but like I really always get the strawberry like popsicles from the stand. I don't know why, not the Mickey one, but I want fruit, I want cold, I want sweet, and I want it to be gone by the time I'm at the end of the line.
Yeah. Well, it's like the frozen lemonade cups.
Yeah, like the lemonade cups or like anything that's like frozen. Like that's probably the first thing I'm gonna consume.
You just beeline right to it.
Get me some frozen.
Don't need my ears. I need to go straight and get myself a frozen thing. That being said, so Richter's obviously is huge for me. But then when I go to the Hollywood studios, or back in the day Disney MGM studios, there's a place called the Backlot Express.
Yes. I love that spot.
I love Backlot Express, and that's a place. So I have a childhood memory attached to that location, like specifically like a table inside that restaurant. Aww. In the 4th grade, we went to Orlando, Universal Orlando. Or Universal Orlando. We went to Orlando for like this class trip thing called the Earth Shuttle. Okay. Which it was like they would take elementary school classes out to Florida, and they would do a bunch of stuff. So like we got to go on a what is that, like an airboat ride, like around like the Everglades and stuff. We saw like alligators. Then we went to Epcot, and they like walked us around and showed us a bunch of cool stuff, and like behind the scenes, like we got to go to like the like Living with the Land, and they showed us how they like did farming and everything, like educational stuff. But we ended up going to Disney MGM Studios when we were there, and it had just opened. This is like 89, 90.
Okay.
And it had just opened. And and I love theme parks. Even as a kid, I love theme parks. Right. And so like literally it was like my dad was a chaperone, and then there was a couple teachers there.
Yeah.
And very quickly I was like, I had the park map, and I was mapping out our trips, and I was like, we should do this, and this.
4 years old, Jack.
Yeah. And so 4th grade. So that would put me in like
4th grade. Okay.
Like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there.
You can walk.
Yeah. And so, but I literally was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And I remember at the Backlot Express, we went and we had like lunch there. So it was like 30 kids and parents and stuff, and it was me looking at the map, like sitting down at the table. Aww. Like when you walk in, it's kind of like the back corner area where it's like they have like the paints. Yeah. And so that place to me is special. Like every time I go to Hollywood Studios, I have to go there and like eat there.
That's so funny.
And they've got like chicken strips. It's just like your basic like quick service.
But it's reliable and it is quick service. Like I didn't realize that was your spot, because it's funny. I always end up going there.
Really?
Not by choice. Like, again, and nothing against it, but I always be like, oh, we need to eat something. I go, okay, why not here? Well, yeah, every time.
It's big. It's tucked in that corner in between Star Tours and the Indiana Jones show. They have indoor seating, outdoor seating. Yep. It's like, okay, it's a good place. It's, pretty quick now. I mean, now everything, I don't know the last time you went to Disney was, but like everything now you have to do on your phone.
Yeah.
Like before, like a few years ago, like, 5 years ago, they had it where you could do like the mobile ordering on your phone and no one knew about it. So you could just like, see these giant lines at like Casey's Corner or wherever.
Right.
And you like order your food and like, 3 minutes, you pick up your food and walk away, and you see the line hasn't moved.
100%. Mobile ordering is the way to go, at least in the parks right now, that I believe.
Well, now the thing is, it's flipped, where now everything is mobile order. Like there are no more, like there's maybe one line where you can like wait in line to order something, but the rest is all mobile order. So now it's like you have to put in a mobile, like, so the secret is, if you want to eat like around lunchtime, you make a mobile order and then just say, I'm here already, because it's going to take you about 30 minutes for that thing to show up. So it's like you say, wherever you are in the park, say like, I'm here, I'm ready. And then like they'll start making it. By the time you get there, it'll be hopefully ready. So anyway, that's the whole thing. So another restaurant, speaking of Hollywood Studios, that I love, that I love going to. Actually, I went there not too long ago. The Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater.
Yes, the Dine-In Theater.
I love the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater. So the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, it's been a staple of Hollywood Studios. I think it may have opened with the park. It's been around for a long time.
I didn't know that.
It's very, very, it's classic. They used it in a lot of promotional stuff because it's made to look like an outdoor drive-in theater, but it's all enclosed. It's all indoors. But you step inside this building, and it still has the theme of the original Disney MGM Studios, where it's like made to look like a set.
Right.
So when you walk in, you're literally looking at the back of flats like you would at like a studio, and you step inside, and then once you go beyond like kind of the backs, it becomes this outdoor dinner theater where they've got a big screen where they're showing like trailers and classic like 40s and 50s kind of sci-fi stuff, and then all of the seating is made to look like cars. So it's like you're sitting in a car looking at theater, so everyone's facing the same way. So that's a little bit unique. And but it's like night sky with like twinkling lights, and it's just it's fun, and I love that place. And there's some good food there. There's a pork on pork burger. It's grilled house-made pork patty topped with roasted pork belly, white sharp cheddar, caramelized onions, cabbage slaw, and a house-made Carolina mustard sauce.
Actually sounds really good. And the fact that it's like pork on pork, I told you I don't do beef. Like that actually sounds really awesome.
I would pull off the cabbage slaw, but other than that, like,
my gosh, of course you would.
Put it on the side, maybe take some bites of it, but not so. Everything else though sounds perfect.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a good place to eat. That I've had that. Is very messy, but it's very, very good. So yeah, that's a good place to go to. And so that's if I'm going for a nice kind of sit down place. I mean, that's fun. It's not really like fancy,
right?
You know, like most of your fancier restaurants are going to be at the resorts or like Disney Springs or Epcot. But you know, if you're looking for kind of a nice place in the park, like the Hollywood Round Derby is a really fancy place at Disney at Hollywood Studios. Obviously, what is it? Cinderella's Dining Table. What's the one inside the castle? Because there's a restaurant inside the castle at Magic Kingdom that's real fancy. And that's one of those places like you have to get reservations super early to get in.
There's the Cinderella one, and then there's also a Beauty and Beast restaurant.
Oh yeah, man.
And both of those are
Be Our Guest, I think is what it's called.
Very fancy and like interactive, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Like especially if like a family, that might be one you want to go to.
Cinderella's Royal Table.
The
Royal Table. I've eaten there once, and it was really, really good.
Ah, so lucky.
That being said, I ate there 20 years ago. So.
Might be very different now.
Yeah. I think when I was on the college program, I think I went there on a date with someone who so that again,
what a date!
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was the good thing about working there is you could like pull some strings and if you knew people. You could make
let me get
happen.
in a reservation.
One of my favorite things ever was one night me and some friends when we were working out there. We had like the next day off, so we all went to Disney's Polynesian Resort and had dinner there, and then we were drinking and stuff, and we went out to the beaches. Behind the Polynesian because it's Magic Kingdom, and so we're on the lagoon in front of Magic Kingdom, and so we were sitting there and we watched the fireworks from the beach at the Polynesian, and then we all ended up passing out on the beach.
That's so funny.
And then we woke up around like 4 or 5 a.m.
Like,
oh God, we got to go home. Yeah. And then it was us walking to our car because obviously all the trams and shuttles were shut down. And we're walking to our car at like 5 a.m. and it's like the one car in this massive lot. And it's like, well, I'm glad they didn't tow us. So.
Right.
Anyway, but yeah. So do you have any other like fancy or any other restaurants that are like your go-tos like you would have to get some food from?
Yeah, I mean we talked a little bit about like Epcot, and I like know that they have like seasonal menus at some of the restaurants, but for like Thanksgiving vibe, I guess like there's like in Germany there's I can't pronounce any of these, but I'm going to say that it looks like Beer Garden.
Oh yeah, the Beer Garden. Yeah.
Buffet and a show. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, screw the beer. I'm there for the buffet and the show, the double buffet. Buffet for your tummy, buffet for your eyes.
Yeah, feast for your eyes. I love it.
But I think that's really dope. And they have some good, like, again, like we're looking for meats, potatoes. You can go back for seconds. And like, I feel like a big thing for Thanksgiving is being able to kind of always eat like the leftovers. So like I have my other ones, again, another buffet there is, or kind of a harvest feast is the Garden Grill restaurant in the Land Pavilion, or like the Living Land.
Living with the Land, yeah. Or I think it's technically called the Land Pavilion.
I know, they changed it. That's what I'm like.
Living with the Land is the attraction.
Okay,
That's the boat ride, yeah.
But I think this restaurant, you're able to like look over parts of that.
Yeah, I think it's the scene where it's like the Old West or whatever, or it's like the farmer's like little house with like a dog and like a chicken and stuff. Yeah, that's like one area you're looking over. The Garden Grill, right? That's what you said?
Garden Grill. I was like, it's nothing like fancy, but like they have a really good like harvest feast, like Chippendale's harvest feast. So they come out and really bring out Thanksgiving items. And I feel like with the price, it was actually pretty good. So I was very excited and genuinely impressed.
I will say, so the Garden Grill, they say, I don't know if it's true or not, it probably is, but they say that the vegetables you can get there were all grown at Epcot. Yeah, that's
Epcot got farms in the back?
Yeah, well, that's the Living with the Land attraction. You go through the whole thing, and it's like you see.
Those are real?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you not know that? BK has stood up and is walking around holding her head right now.
I'm so sorry.
Did you not know
those are really real?
Yes, absolutely.
I thought they were 5D'ing it.
No, that's.
I thought I was smelling like.
No, that's 100% real. Like the Living with the Land, you can go through. There is a behind the seeds tour you can take that Katie and I took, and they actually will like let you sample some of the things. Like we got to have some, I think cucumber or something. It was really good. It's super fresh.
My whole life, Jack, my whole life is a lie.
You thought that it changes every time you go. Like they move stuff around. They grow bananas in there. Like I can't believe you didn't know that. Absolutely, that's real. Oh wow, BK.
I'm going through it, y'all. I'm going through it right now.
I thought you were a Floridian. What's going on now?
Apparently not, y'all. Yeah, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, so supposedly Garden Grill, like the majority. I don't know if it's all or the majority, but like and they have like the fish farms in there too. So they have the like fish from there. They cook up and stuff. Ben Lexa, do you have any more information on this?
Just the more I work on this show, the more I realize that Disney is going to outlast the apocalypse.
That's what I'm saying. Like finding that out, like, that's my new thing. Zombie apocalypse. Everyone starts talking about it when we get into the new year, and I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to go now. Epcot, Living Land. I'm going to shut the doors, barricade them.
You got fish tanks in there. You can get fish if you want, you know.
Wait,
if they had a chicken farm, everything would be good. That'd be it. You'd be set for life.
What's your zombie plan? I'm going to go to the Disney. I'm going to get on the People Mover. I'm going to have a pint and wait for this to all blow over.
Exactly. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, Garden Grill is actually a lot of fun too. I see Mickey there more than anywhere else in any of the parks. So like Mickey, they have all like Mickey, Goofy, Minnie, and Chip and Dale are almost always the Garden Grill. And so I like every time I'm there, I always spot them.
That's the park secret for sure.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the thing rotates too.
Yeah, it turns.
Yeah, it just slowly
turns around. It's giving like revolving sushi, but the restaurant turns and not the sushi.
Now there is a place in Epcot I've wanted to go, but I haven't had a chance to. Relatively new as well. It's Space 220.
I heard about it. It looks
pretty neat,
crazy.
Right? Yeah, so the idea is it's over by Mission Space, and you get into an elevator that takes you into the sky. It's supposed to be 220 kilometers above Earth or 220 miles above Earth. And they have like a big viewing window that looks out over Earth. And so it's like you're in space eating your foods and stuff.
It looks awesome. Everything's all like silvery and future, and you're like immersed. I want to go so bad. Like the moment I saw the picture, I was like, I have to put this in my rotation. This is in the schedule.
That one looks like a lot of fun. And there's a new one opening up actually at Toy Story Land, Hollywood Studios. It's Woody's, I think Woody's Barbecue Roundup or something. But they're opening up a restaurant over there because there's like very few food.
There better be
things.
Animatronics.
I don't know. Maybe. At least it looks fun though. So that should be opening up pretty soon. They've announced that forever ago, and I think they're finally opening it.
Cool. That area needs some food over there on that side.
Yeah, that area needs shade is what it needs. There's no shade in Toy Story Land.
And Buzz Lightyear's beaming over there.
Yeah, they got the giant Buzz Lightyear, the giant Woody and stuff. But yeah, that's that whole area is very, very hot because it's just concrete and no shade. And then you get back to like just beyond that is all the Batsu stuff, all the Star Wars stuff.
Yes.
And that is like really cool. There's some good food over there too. Have you been to Oga's Cantina?
You think that's a wait list. They told me 6-month wait list.
Jeez.
That's what the guy looked at me in the face. I said, is there any way? He's like, there's a walk-in. You could stand here and wait all day.
Yeah.
Or 6-month wait list.
Yeah.
I went, what?
Yeah, I went to the Oga's Cantina at in California, at Anaheim. So
okay, cool.
I went there with some friends. We actually had an Imagineer friend named Liv.
Nice.
And she was able to, like, I think, pull some strings and manage to get us in. Yeah, it was pretty great. And so, I got there is like it's not a Wookiee, the tiny ones, Ewok. There was like an Ewok, like, fruit punch thing that I got, and it comes with like a tiki mug, and I still have that in my house.
Oh, cute.
So it was like $30 for a drink, but I got my tiki mug, so there you go.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. But so we moved on. We've talked about some of our favorite sort of like entrees and whatnot. What are your favorite desserts at the park? We have a lot to get through here. I'll just go ahead and start.
You got to.
If we're talking sit down places.
Right.
So again, another relatively new place. They just opened in the France Pavilion at Epcot. There's a whole new back area where they have the Ratatouille attraction. And so as part of that, there used to be up front in the park, up like near the kind of the lagoon, there was a creperie stand. They've opened an entire creperie restaurant now.
No way.
And so there's an outdoor area where we can just wait in line and they just have dessert crepes. But inside there's also like savory crepes as well. Katie loves crepes. So we ate there inside and we had the savory crepes. Not really my thing, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not a huge fan.
The savory?
Yeah, like having meat inside of a crepe just felt wrong. But the dessert crepes, on the other hand, my gosh, they have one called the Pomme. It's caramelized apples and caramel beurre salé. It's like, it's like caramel apples and a crepe and the little whipped cream on the side. They also have the gourmand, which is like classic. It's hazelnut chocolate spread in whipped cream. It's essentially like Nutella, and it's so good.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and you can get the dessert crepes outside. You don't have to have a reservation. You can wait in line. If you're looking at the restaurants on the right side, I'm sure you will see the queue of people waiting to get their dessert crepes. But that is certainly a go-to. I've got a few more here. At the Liberty Tree Tavern in Magic Kingdom, the Ooey Gooey Toffee Cake. Ooh, Ooey Gooey Toffee Cake.
That sounds good already.
Yeah,
like, when you know the name is Ooey Gooey, yes.
It reminds me a lot of the at Three Broomsticks or at Leaky Cauldron, they have the sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar to that. And those are very, very tasty as well if you're at Universal. And then as far as like walking around stuff for me, two relatively close to each other in the Germany pavilion.
Okay.
One of my favorite places to go is the Werther's place, the Caramel Couche, I think is what it's called. Ooh. And they have Werther's products there. They have Werther's original caramel corn where they make it there. Oh my God.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
that. You get it warm and it's just like it gets all over your fingers and it's so good.
That sounds so good.
So good. And of course, classic that you have to have pretty much any theme park, not even Disney, but every theme park you go to. Funnel cake.
How'd I know?
Yeah, has to be funnel cakes.
I knew it.
Funnel cakes everywhere. And for the longest time, there were only two places you could get funnel cakes. You get them at Epcot and get them at Hollywood Studios in front of Indiana Jones and the USA Pavilion at Epcot. But now, like funnel cakes, you can get them at Magic Kingdom, you get them at Animal Kingdom, you get funnel cakes everywhere at the parks. And funnel cake is a go-to thing. The place in Epcot is actually just called Funnel Cake.
Yeah, there's no creative name, just funnel cake. Yeah. You're good.
It's just a cart that says funnel cake outside of it. And I think I've told you before, but our friends over at MC Parks, the Minecraft theme park server, they have I got to go through with some of the guys who made it, and I went to Epcot and I went over to the funnel cake stand and they didn't have it open. It was just like kind of they had a building but nothing was there, and I was like, how do you guys not have the funnel cake cart?
It's the funnel cake
you gotta get funnel cakes here. And so they had some of their designers actually design a funnel cake stand, and you can buy a funnel cake in game.
Oh my God.
The person serving you funnel cakes is me. And so, like, literally, it's my avatar from Minecraft is the guy you buy funnel cakes from.
That's so cool.
So if you check out the MC Parks, go check that out. Go to Epcot and go to the funnel cakes, and you can buy a funnel cake from me, which is pretty great. So anyway, obviously those, and then also if you're specifically for Disney, the chocolate chip cookie ice cream, cake or whatever it's called.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So good,
so good.
Yeah, and so anyway, those are like my go-to. Do you have any that I missed?
No, you hit so many for Disney. I think the only one I'd like to like flex a little. I know we spent most of our time at Disney, but I mean, Universal. City Walk.
Oh yeah.
Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, Toothsomes. Yes, the shakes there. Oh my gosh.
My life for shakes was changed, and I'm a chocolate fiend. Like, let alone the desserts. I was so full on the shake, I couldn't even have the desserts. I couldn't tell. I was like, and they're like, order your shake first because it needs to come out. And I was like, I get it, but now I can't have any of these desserts. I would love to go back there and just do literally just a dessert menu because everything there looked good.
Yeah, I had the chocolate brownie shake,
Ooh.
which literally is, so the way these work at Toothsomes is it's like a normal shake, but then they just put something on top of it. It's like, here's a cupcake on top of a shake, or here's a brownie on top of your shake, and you have to like eat through it to get to the shake. And oh my gosh, I've eaten there a few times. And,
I haven't. That was my first time when we all went together.
It's good.
And he says just a shake. These were like thick boys. These were like almost custard, but not really. Like, not just, this ain't no steak and shake or whatever, okay? Like, this was, I would go back there in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Ben, do you have any thoughts on desserts at the theme parks?
Did you guys even touch on the Mythos dessert that we had?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're
I'm
right.
Still dreaming about it.
What was it called?
Was it the chocolate banana gooey cake and the chocolate hazelnut creme brulee that we had?
Yeah, those are the two. Yeah, the banana cake.
Both of them were so
chocolate hazelnut creme brulee is topped with chocolate cookie crumble, fresh raspberry, and whipped cream. And the chocolate banana gooey cake is a warm, flourless chocolate cake drizzled with caramel sauce topped with peanut butter ice cream and candied bananas.
That was it.
That was the that one. Apparently, that's like one of two things that have been around since Mythos have opened. Like, they've changed their menu up, and our guide was saying, is like, this thing hasn't left because it's so good.
So we'll have a vlog coming out soon of like the Mythos and everything we did in the Universal Park that day. We were running through riding rides, kind of running from like different show to show, getting shown around. It was great. We hit the end of lunch and they offered us these desserts. And I had a moment where I looked at the chocolate banana gooey cake and I went, I'm going to spend the next 4 hours running around a theme park with a camera trying to make sure that we get footage and do everything we need to. And I'm going to regret eating this. But right now in this moment, there are no regrets going through my mind.
I am 100% eating this.
It was so good.
It was really, really, really good. I don't know about me, but bananas and caramel. Like, the moment you were describing the crepes even, I was just like, that's it. Say less. Yeah. I'm trying it. I'm eating it. It's mine.
Yeah. But so that's pretty much our take on all the foods and stuff. But before we go, this is the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
We have to talk about one specific thing that is Thanksgiving related for the parks. Turkey legs.
The turkey legs.
So Disney has these jumbo turkey legs, and apparently they popped up in the park in the 80s. I didn't realize they've been around that long. I thought it was a relatively newer thing.
Me too.
So Delish.com actually has a great article that BK found all about the turkey legs. And so the giant turkey leg it's from it comes from Renaissance fairs. Like you see it a lot of Renaissance fairs all the time. They popped up at Disney World for the first time in the late 80s. It was originally only sold at one food cart near Big Al's and Magic Kingdom's Frontierland. And now it feels like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
You see them all over the place, everywhere. It's about 1.5 pounds of turkey meat.
Well,
maybe not meat, but it's a pound and a half that you just hold on to and just gnaw on. And you see these people eating them all the time. A lot of people say like it's not actually turkey, it's emu, which isn't that's not true. It is turkey. There's giant turkeys. And one thing too is a lot of people say like, oh, they don't think it's turkey because it tastes more like salty.
Yeah.
And or they say it tastes kind of like ham. Apparently, it's because the legs are cured in a salt solution, which is more typical of ham. And I guess that's like something maybe to make them last longer or something. I imagine.
I mean, you got to walk around with that turkey leg for half the day. I mean, I'm like all of like a pinky size big. So the turkey leg weighs more than me.
Yeah. And I mean, I know like we have Schlitterbahn down here in Texas, and like that's a big thing. People get turkey legs and walk around on those. So turkey legs, they're pervasive across most parks at this point. I guess the Renaissance fairs did kick it off, and now they're all the theme parks.
Well, something nice to think about it though. Like if you end up, family trip, and y'all end up going to a theme park for the holidays, and you're like, what are we gonna do? We're not Thanksgiving anymore. That's too much work. You could still get your turkey fix.
Exactly.
In almost any place.
Yeah. So get your turkey leg and have yourself a very, very happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it. We could talk about food stuff in parks. All days. Like we had very little planned for this episode aside from a few names of restaurants, and here we are like 45 minutes in. So yeah, we could talk. We'll talk more about food stuff. Maybe we'll do maybe we'll get like a chef to come in, because I know some of our friends at Universal, they have chefs there that do specific stuff for specific days, like attractions and things like that.
That's so cool.
Maybe we'll talk to our friends out there and talk to a chef who's worked at one of these parks. But yeah, so I want to know what you guys think though. I want to know, what is your favorite restaurant to eat at a theme park, because there are so many that I know we haven't covered. Oh yeah, we've a slice of them. Yeah. Oh yeah, even like at Disney Springs, there's so many things. Even like, I mean, you could talk about like your T-Rex restaurants, or your what is it? Not the Animal Kingdom one. What's the not Planet Hollywood? Oh geez, what's the animal one? Wild Rainforest Cafe.
Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, Rainforest Cafe. There's two of those inside of Magic Kingdom, or inside of Disney World. There's one at Animal Kingdom.
Yes, that's the only one I know.
And then there's one in Disney Springs as well. That's the one with the volcano.
Yeah, you're right.
Volcano.
I have been to that one. You're right.
And there's also a crepe place across from that one inside Disney Springs. Ooh. Really good. I love crepes. I don't know if you got that. We didn't even mention Dole Whips. I mean, come on now. There's so many amazing desserts.
100%.
So let me know in the comments what is your favorite restaurant at a theme park and why, because I want to know. I want to come up with like a shopping list. Like next time I go, I got to check all these things off. So so let us know. And then when we do our live stream in December, we'll go through some of the answers there. And if we pick your answer, we talk about your answer, we'll give you an autographed theme park map. And so we got a lot of theme park maps now. Actually, where's that box? Oh, I've got a box over here. Here, give me 1 second.
Oh, then Jack is going to go grab the box. I'm curious. I don't know what's in the box. It might be. No. Oh, it is.
Yeah, so we mentioned this the last live stream we did. We actually we talked, like a few people sent us stuff from the Disney or the Epcot 40th anniversary. Right. And so I actually got a thing here from our friends the Twins.
The Twins.
Yeah, I don't. Oh God, where's the note? I've lost the note. Well, anyway, the Twins sent I think I may have dropped it. The Twins sent a box. And they're like, hey, happy Epcot's 40th. We got you some park maps. And I was like, oh my gosh, because again, I love the park maps. And they had
a
40th. Oh my God, look at this. They gave us a stack of like 30 of the Epcot 40th theme park maps. And look, they signed them too. There's one for you. There's one for Jeff. Here's one for Jack, and here's Producer Ben. Producer Ben, you got a park map signed by the Twins. So they flipped it on us, and then they sent us literally like so many more of these park maps. So we love the Twins, and we will sign some of these and give away some of these, because there's literally like probably 15, 20 here. So we'll hold on to those. So thank you very much to Jennifer and Jessica. We love you guys. Y'all are the best. So that was one thing I had, and I was like, I should probably open this at some point. And I opened, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So many of you amazing pass holders have sent the 40th anniversary Epcot map, and that is great. And I love you for it. You guys know I love theme park maps. So any special one like that. I was just thinking about some of my theme park maps. One of my favorite ones I have. On eBay. I went on an eBay tear and bought tons of park maps because like my goal was to buy one of every Disney MGM Studios theme park map that existed. And I found one auction where it was the Sunday, I think it was Sunday and Monday, where it was Sunday and it had the insert and it was Disney MGM Studios, and Monday had the insert with the date on it and it was Disney's Hollywood Studios. So it was like the transition of the 2 days. That would have been
great to have.
So I have one of those. So I literally have the last map from the last day and the first map from the first day.
Oh my God. I'm crying inside just thinking about it.
It's I love it. It's so good. But anyway, thank you very much, Jennifer and Jessica. We love you guys. If you want to send us anything, you're more than welcome to. We actually have a postcard set coming out finally around Cyber Monday. And not only that, we have the BK is rocking the new "This Is My Theme Park" shirt. On if you're watching youtube.com/annual pass, that is coming out around I think it's either Cyber Monday or Black Friday. We have some merchandise hitting around that weekend, so grab that. I'm sure there's going to be sales too with all of our Rooster Teeth stuff. Store.roosterteeth.com. Grab some annual pass stuff, some merchandise, because all of that merchandise supports this show. So if you guys want to see the show continue, get some merchandise. And I love that shirt because I love the shirts that have our logo. We've got some really cool logo shirts, but this is like a shirt that you could just rock anytime you go to a theme park. And it's awesome because I have a purple shirt that's my theme park shirts, but now that's my new theme park shirt. So
cute.
So great. So check that out. Let us know in the comments what your favorite theme park restaurant is, and we'll talk about that when we live stream in December. If you want to send us anything, it is Annual Pass, care of Rooster Teeth Productions, 1901 East 51st Street, Austin, Texas, 78723. If you want to send us postcards, we love postcards. We got tons of those. I love getting postcards from all over. And now all the Christmas stuff starting to pop up, all the holiday stuff.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Listen, pass holders, night before Christmas, I need it. Whatever it is, find it.
So if you see Jack Skellington, feel free to send it to BK.
Please.
And tell her tell them she says hello. But that'll do it for today. BK, do you feel like you learned anything today?
Yeah, I learned about so many restaurants that I didn't know exist, and also there's a farm in Epcot. Hey, annual passers, did you know there's a farm in Epcot? Find out on the next annual pass. Oh, wait.
Wait, no, that's you got to do that before the episode starts.
Jack, I was trying.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do it afterwards. You can start this episode. We'll have you preview the episode for all of our YouTube fans. But thank you again, everyone. Make sure to follow us on social media. We're annual_pass on Twitter and Instagram. We're Annual Pass Pod on TikTok with brand new TikToks hitting now. YouTube.com/annual pass. Check out our vlogs. Let us know. People are loving the vlogs, so thank you so much for checking those out. And yeah, that's going to do it for this week. Have yourself a lovely time, and we'll see you next time. All right. Bye, everyone.
See you around.